I'm Rob Whitfield with the Orange County Register, and welcome to OC&2 for Friday, October 30th. The Coast Guard, the U.S. Navy, and the Marine Corps continue to search this morning for survivors from two military aircraft that collided 15 miles east of San Clemente Island last night. According to a U.S. Coast Guard news release, a Coast Guard aircraft from Air Station Sacramento was engaged in a search and rescue mission when it collided with a helicopter from the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing stationed at Camp Pendleton. The Marine helicopter was conducting a training mission. Aircraft and ships are continuing to scour the ocean off San Diego for any signs of survivors of the nighttime collision. A mother struck and critically injured by a hit-and-run driver in Stanton last week has died, and the search continues for the driver who hit her. 48-year-old Zhen Huang was walking in a marked crosswalk at Magnolia and Pacific Avenues around 5 p.m. when she was hit by a light blue Chevy pickup on October 20th. The driver of the pickup is now wanted on suspicion of manslaughter. Anyone with information is asked to call the Orange County Sheriff's Department at the number on your screen. Nearly 9 months after the co-owner of a Stanton mobile home business and his longtime secretary were shot to death, investigators believe they have the man responsible for pulling the trigger. Matthew Scott and Elizabeth Palmer were shot and killed the morning of February 2nd in the front office of Golden Sun Homes on Beach Boulevard. Investigators had few clues except that Palmer's white Lexus GS300 was missing. 38-year-old Hilbert Thomas of Garden Grove was arrested Wednesday night after an intense round-the-clock stakeout of Palmer's Lexus, which was found last week parked at the El Dorado Inn, an apartment complex in Anaheim. The Lexus was towed to a forensic lab where it was combed for evidence. Hours later, Thomas was arrested. Investigators would not say how they linked Thomas to the murders, but did say they had evidence to connect him to the crime. More than 1,000 people lined up inside the shops at Mission Viejo Thursday for the grand opening of the Microsoft store. Many of those who camped through the night were there to see a performance by Canadian pop star Justin Bieber later in the day, but just as many were there to shop. Once the crowds calm down, Microsoft enthusiasts will be left with a store that promises to showcase Microsoft products. The Mission Viejo Microsoft store is only the second in the nation. The first opened last week in Scottsdale, Arizona, to coincide with the release of Windows 7. And about 2,000 people headed up to Mountain High Thursday to get first dibs on freshly blown snow blanketing the slopes. Thursday marked the second earliest opening in the history of the resort's operation. While Thursday was a special treat only for season ticket pass holders, today marks the first day the resort opens its slopes to the general public. Bear Mountain in Big Bear also opens today, and nearby Snow Summit is expected to follow soon. And you can read more about all of these stories and get your breaking news all day at ocregister.com.